Retail has been at the forefront of the COVID battle. Even during lockdown days, because retail banking was primarily classified as essential services by the government, it had to remain open during the difficult lockdown days and following the days of lockdown to ensure that customers could get access to their accounts, could get access to emergency funding, to ensure that basic services are available to the customers, and so on and so forth. However, coming out of the lockdown and into a semi-normal working environment, what we have observed is there have been two large or two major impacts on retail banking. One is basically the impact of reduced profitability, revenue, and fee income, and second is basically the impact of non-performing assets, as they say NPAs, or doubtful assets on the profitability. So let's take each one in isolation. What has happened is, unfortunately, most of the retail customers are typically self-employed individuals or individuals who work in companies. Now, due to the COVID situation, there have been various industries that have got very severely impacted, and a lot of businesses have got severely impacted, leading to the impact of incomes of the retail customers. So unfortunately, what has happened is, coming out of the COVID situation, many have lost jobs, many have lost incomes, business incomes, many have had their monthly incomes slashed by a great degree, and this has greatly impacted their ability to repay their commitments to the banks, whether it be credit card commitments, whether it be loan commitments, whether it be personal finance commitments. And the bank has had to deal with a large number of these customers at a single point in time, at a single period of time. Now, what basically needs to happen here is the banks need to ensure as far as possible, because this situation is not likely to correct itself overnight. It will have to sit across and basically provide solutions to each customers, whereby they do their best to ensure they remain current. They don't move into the provisioning buckets. They don't move into the non-performing buckets. They will have to restructure, defer, reduce the installment amount, whatever is required that can be done for the customer, to ensure that the customer maintains an ability to repay or repay after a period of time. Else what will happen is the non-performing or the provisioning portfolio will increase, and it will greatly impact the profitability of the retail bank. What has happened is, coming out of the COVID situation, the retail banking ability to sell asset products, to sell finances, to sell credit cards has been remarkably affected. This is mainly because general income levels have come down. There has been increase in unemployment levels. Even if you look at the G7 situation right now and the industry numbers coming out, each one of the major countries have seen double-digit reduction in GDP. And not only G7, it's primarily affected a lot of countries across the world. What has also happened is, a lot of their transactions at branches, which were fee generating, have also come down dramatically. People have, and customers have, moved on to online channels, to self-service channels, to electronic channels, and their fee generating transaction at branches have come down drastically. So there has been an overall impact on the ability to sell new asset products and cards, and their reduction in overall fee and transaction income for the retail bank. Now, as far as income is concerned for the retail bank, it's unlikely that in a short period of time the market or the industry will course correct and will move back to pre-COVID times. In that scenario, what each retail bank will have to do is, they'll have to look internally, look at their costs very, very carefully, and see where cost efficiencies can be brought in. They'll have to look at their branch network, because that is the most expensive distribution network each bank has, and look at their transaction levels, their customer numbers, their profitability levels, and see where one can rationalize and improve the costs, bring down the footprint of the branch, relocate the branch to an area which probably is underserved. So it will have to look at rationalizing costs at the branch network. It will have to also look at its own initiatives and programs and projects that are ongoing, and it will have to severely rationalize in terms of what it can either cancel or what it can postpone or what it can course correct considering the amount that has been allocated to it. The third aspect is in terms of what activities and processes that can be outsourced to specialist organizations, the processes which are non-core in nature, which can be done more cost effectively outside by specialist organizations, and which over a period of time can turn into cost savings for the organization. So at a broad level, for retail to kind of remain competitive, to come out of this entire COVID environment in a healthier manner, it basically needs to ensure that it brings down its costs by an amount which kind of relates to its drop in income. It will have to sit with its customers, restructure its portfolios to ensure their customers remain current, their customers can afford to pay back given their drops in income. Basically, seeing through these difficult times is always being challenging. The banks have had to look at uh, different channels it is utilizing, investments into digital channels, investments into ensuring safety, ensuring social distancing, and all that obviously has put in a huge cost and has put in a huge pressure on retail banks in terms of ensuring it sees through the COVID environment in a manner in which it can come out of it and continue to remain relevant to its customer base and continue to maintain a loyal and healthy customer base.